And good evening, welcome to tonight's stream. Another Monday Night Racing League. They are driving Border Guard this evening, so we're just waiting for them to get through driver's briefing, then it'll be qualifying, and then we will have a nice short half-an-hour race that we can watch for our guys. Hopefully the driver's briefing won't take too long. Elf, don't you have a driver's briefing to be part of? Is it so boring that you're coming in seeing what's going on over here? By the way, Alf, how's the stream looking? For those of you who don't know, I got my new little light over here. Then also, finally at long last, managed to upgrade to fiber. So shouldn't have any internet dropouts this evening. Everything prepped for when the new race race season starts up. So a lot of fun times incoming. Light looking good. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's possibly the best cheap purchase that I made. Very, very necessary. Alf, tell them to stop yapping their driver's briefing. They're holding up my stream. And we have Snowy. Hello, Snowy. Going to be the back marker tonight. We're on the way. Okay, great stuff, great stuff. Are they going to restart the server or can we just stay in here? Forwarding to the next session. Yeah, we go. Okay, and we are now going to move on to qualifying. Why can I not see? I might. Okay. And we somehow have Bouwermeester already out on the track, going for his first drive to get his tires warmed up. Let's have a look from over here. Let me just get my camera and everything ready. It's Bouwermeester. Bye, Alf. Best of luck with the race. We've got Bouwermeester eager on the track after the last couple of races that he had. Not wanting to get a crash out again this time. Let's see if he can set a good time. Alf is on tonight. He just came and chilled over here while waiting for the driver's briefing to finish. You can see Bouwermeester busy warming up his tires. First out on the track. Looks like they got 12 drivers, so 14 minutes for qualifying. And then we're going to move on to the race. We have got 3 drivers from Extreme Sim Racing this evening. We've got Chris Bouwermeester, Herman Webner, and then we have got Rick Thomas. As far as I could tell, between Bouwermeester and Herman, they're pretty comfortable on this track. Rick, Bouwermeester having a bit of a slide there. Rick does not enjoy this track that much. So we will see what happens tonight. I'll decide who to start on when we go to race start to start on based on what performances look like and where I think mid-pack will be, where it'll be the most dangerous, so we can catch all of the shenanigans. Bomb Boys Mini Garage, thank you so much for the art, I do appreciate it. Okay, Bouwermeester has completed his first warming up lap. Now he's out, let's see if he can set a decent time. Nice right here close to the barrier. Nice clean breakthrough there, maybe a little bit late. But he seems to be carrying alright speed through there. And I am live. Hello Fancy, welcome to the stream. So please feel free to share your opinions on the quality of stream, how it looks. Is the lighting alright? internet should hold out now. If the internet dies now, then there's nothing I can say. I've got fiber. I'm trying my best now. So we're currently in qualifying. We are on Boermeester's perspective. Very nice clean run through over there. 11.5 minutes left until we have qualifying ending and race start. Having a bit of a slow run through there. Alright, let's... Ooh, okay. No, it might just be server-side lag that. Okay, let's have a look at what Boermeester's time is that he sets. Currently setting on 1:55.9. We will see if he'll be able to improve on that. Immediately following behind him, we have got Herman Wepner, who came in at 1:55.5. Boermeester currently lying in third place. Then we... no. In fourth place, Harman in third place. So we will see what they manage to pull off over here. Let's have a look at Harman's lap that he has trying to beat or getting to the top three. No, now he's trying to get into the top three. Ooh, I'm just all over the place tonight. Hello, Brian. How you doing? It looks good and sounds very good. Glad to hear that. Unfortunately, there's no amount of... how can I say this? There's no amount of money I can spend that's going to turn me into a better caster. Thank you so much for the likes. I do appreciate it. How's things going, Brian? You having a good week? Had a nice long weekend? Arman is busy getting a good time. He's about 0.3 up from his previous lap. We will see whether or not that will get him an increased or a higher position. Currently sitting in fourth place. Boermeester is currently sitting in fifth place. Rick Thomas, from what I can see so far, we're going to have a look at his lap after. He's currently sitting in 11th place out of 17. Ooh, Ginna. Arman having a bit of a slide over there. Mercedes, so thank you so much for the likes. I do appreciate it. Coming out to support Boermeester again. Arman is still... that slide cost him a little bit. He's a bit down there. Okay, let's go and have a look at one of Rick's laps. Rick coming up to the last sector. Weird seeing your stream without some lag happening on the track. Yeah, it's a lot. Hopefully, it's a lot better now. I invested heavily to be able to do this properly, so we'll see what happens. Currently watching on Rick Thomas's point of view, he is not comfortable with all of this track. He's busy following behind this Porsche over here, running a bit wide over there. He is half a second down, unfortunately, on his time right now. He's not going to be happy with that. Let's go and have a look at how things are going for Boermeester. Boermeester currently about 0.1 up on his time. Still leading the pack here. Clean air in front of him, clean air behind him. So no issues with regards to that. Currently sitting in 6th place. Let's see what he manages to pull off for this lap. Indeed. Yeah, no, Mercedes. If he does badly, then we're gonna scold him afterwards. Don't worry. I don't know where these twitches are coming from. It's happening for me as well, so it might be a server side issue. It's not actually anything my side, as far as I can tell. So when you see these weird, deliberate twitches of the car, I think it's just got something to do with the server, not so much happening on my side. Chris Boermeester coming up on the last corner over here. Let's see whether or not this improves. having a great last corner over there. He is 0.3 up on his current time. Let's see if it helps him. After that lap, it puts him currently in 6th place. Let's go have a look and see how things are going with Herman. Following close behind here, Bouwmeester. Just over under 7 minutes left of this qualifying. Oh, yellow flag. We will see whether or not that has an impact on this. Curious thing here, Fani. Do you remember Swan left our team and yet he's still running our XTR tag? I will have to send him a Discord message about that. He does not represent our team anymore. Whoopsie. Anyways, how are things going over here? Herman is almost 0.2 seconds up on his time. Currently sitting in 4th place. Then we've got Chris Bouwmeester currently sitting in 7th place with 6 minutes left. Then we've got Rick Thomas, who's currently in 12th place. And in the pit lane, not sure what happened over there. Maybe he's practicing the pit. Although it's a half-an-hour race, he won't need to practice it. C4. Yep. I agree with you there. I don't know why he's still running the XTR tag after he abandoned us. I'll be sure to send him a Discord message afterwards just to make sure he removes that. So, Herman currently about 0.3 up on his previous time. Ooh, having a bit of a slide there, not an issue. 0.6 up on his time. Setting himself for a nice improvement over here. Let's see what this does to his results. Herman moving up to 3rd place with 5 minutes left in qualifying. Then we have got Chris Bouwmeester, who is in 7th place. Currently looking to improve on his time a bit. Good lap so far. Confidence is starting to build. He's starting to figure out what the car is looking for this evening. Tires are getting along, working along nicely. He's currently sitting at about 0.2 seconds up on his time. Let's see whether or not this straight kills it for him. Is he going to lose time on the straight because of a bad exit? Four minutes left of this qualifying, then we're going to move over to the half-an-hour race here at Ricard today. Don't want to jinx Chris Bouwmeester over here. His time is up at the moment. He's about 0.2, 0.3 up. Let's see whether or not he can hang on to it so that he can set a better time and move up on the grid. Who do you think is the best sim racer ever? Brian, honestly, I have got no clue. I am not really a big follower of the esports scene. More just involved here with the local leagues and things that are happening over here. So I have got no clue who's actually involved up top there. Only figure that I really know that's involved with GT3 sim racing is probably people like UCOG and all of that. But yeah, I've got no clue. Don't really follow them whatsoever. It'll probably be the guys who are setting up their own, who make their own setups, you know. Friedolf, those people. Well, they're not involved in the sim racing scene itself, or they just more on the whatchamacallit, on the setup side of things. Bouwmeester currently sitting in 7th place. We've got Herman in 3rd place. Let's go have a look at what things are what is happening for Rick Thomas, who's currently sitting in 13th place. Ooh, having a big slide over here. Ooh, not gonna be happy with that, but as I said, Rick did mention that he is not a big fan of this track. Taking the corner a bit wide over there, but still an improved time as he's getting more comfortable with this track. Let's see whether or not it helps him. Nope, still sitting in 13th place after that lap. Just under 2 minutes left of this qualifying, then we are going to move on to the race. Oh, in a bit of other news that is rather exciting for the team. Fancy doesn't know this yet, and nor do the guys who are busy driving right now. But our liveries for the next season, they are on their final stages right now, busy wrapping them up. So hopefully in the next week or so, we'll be able to do a bit of a nice stream, do the next livery reveal for the Extreme Sim Racing team in the race phase season. Yeah, exciting times, Fancy. I really like the current livery that we have at the moment, but the issue with it is its visibility on stream is not that great. So if you look very closely, you can see the details, but it struggles a bit with visibility when you're actually on stream. So we made quite a few tweaks with the colors, and especially making sure that we have a finish on the car that works for us. With 23 seconds left on the clock, we have got Rick Thomas, who's currently sitting in 13th place. Then we have got Herman Webner, who's currently in 3rd place. And then we have got Chris Bouwmeester, who looks like he is going to be starting the race in 7th. Okay, Rick Thomas coming to a stop over there. Let's see, is anyone else still driving? Nope. All of them are out or in the pit lane. So now we are just waiting for the timer to run out. Then, yeah. Fancy Mercedes, who do you think we should follow for race start this time? Should we leave Chris Bouwmeester alone this time and not give him the caster's curse? Should we go from Herman's perspective or Rick's perspective? Who do you think we should start the race off with? Herman. Okay. Mercedes, you want us to caster curse Chris? Or you want to have the race start with him? What do you say? Snowy Zone says Bouwmeester, okay? Mercedes, what do you think? Split vote at the moment. Bouwmeester, okay, we are going to go from Bouwmeester's perspective. Hopefully it does not cause any incidents for him this evening. Fingers crossed. Highest on the grid, that would be Brian. Sorry man, Brian, that would be Herman. Split vote again, oh dear. We need someone else to vote as well. Okay, where's my wallet? I'll flip a coin over here. We shall let the fates of money decide who we are starting off. If you do Herman, you only see one perspective. What is your vote? I am going to flip a coin. Okay, so heads, we have got Bouwmeester. Tails, we have got Herman. May the odds ever be in their favor. Let's see what happens. Okay, as per the camera over here, I can't show you guys now, but it is showing on heads. So we will be watching from Bouwmeester's perspective for race start. And the overhead camera again. Yes, we can do that. We will go from overhead camera so that we can see all the carnage that takes place. Hopefully Bouwmeester does not get involved this evening. So we're just waiting for the session to switch over. So the standings that we have currently, Herman Webner is sitting in 3rd place. Then we've got Chris Bouwmeester, that is in 7th place. And then we have got Rick Thomas in 13th place. Please ignore 14th place, Al Swan. He is no longer a member of our team. There was no fight or anything like that. He decided to start up a team with his friends. But it seems he has forgotten to remove the XDR tag. So he is not part of our team. I shall be scolding him after this race to get him to remove that. Shame. Alrighty, let's go. Where is Bouwmeester? Bouwmeester is in 7th place. Let me click onto his point of view over here. And we are going to go with... Where is this camera that we're looking for? I need Helicam. This is what we're looking for. Ugh, it's far away. Let me see what will work better. Okay, we'll go with... So, if you have a look over there, it's quite far away now. We have got the black McLaren there in the middle and the red Ferrari there just, and then the blue one over there. So that blue Ferrari is Bouwmeester. Then we've got the black McLaren in front of him and the red Ferrari behind him. In front of the black McLaren, we have got Herman. See, now we see a lot. 50 seconds till formation lap, and then we will see what happens. By the way, Snowy, I don't know if you heard, but our new liveries are almost done. We are going to be doing a stream probably in about a week or so now. Then we are going to reveal the next set of liveries that we will be using for the upcoming raceway season. You're almost going in the Bentley this season there, Snowy?
30 seconds. 20 seconds. 10 seconds.
Love the sound of the Continental. Yeah, no, I don't blame you. It is a very nice sounding car. Alrighty, and we are going to move on to the formation lap now. Ooh, one car over there having a bit of issues. Alrighty. Helicam needs to get a better gimbal. So we are following on the blue Ferrari of Chris Bouwmeester as they move on to the formation lap. So they're on formation lap now, warming up their tires. By the looks of it, is Bouwmeester going to do the weaving? Not really doing a lot of weaving. I think he's more like myself. He prefers to drag his brakes. I just seem to be able to warm up the tires more consistently that way. Ooh, Helicam, what are you doing? What are you doing, Helicam? Stop freaking out. So yeah, for those of you who don't know, during the formation laps, the cars can drive through each other just so they can get back to their original grid position while they're warming up. We're not actually at race start as of yet. As soon as we get to the point where it is time for them to have their pull away, then the cars are set, full damage is on, and we will see carnage take place. Yeah, as you can see there, Bouwmeester's brake lights are on, so he is busy dragging his brakes heavily so they can get some heat into those tires to give him an advantage as soon as we get to race start. Still currently on the formation lap. Yo, the straight is long. No, I don't need to change the view. I'm good. We will do this for race start just to watch all of the carnage, and then we'll start swapping POVs once we get to the point where the race is actually up and away, say about lap 2 or so on. I'm getting some very weird chatter over the radio. No, the guys are busy laughing. Apparently, Herman has damaged his car now during the formation lap. I have got no clue. That is some kind of special skill to be able to damage your car now during the formation lap when you can't drive into any other cars. Apparently, he slid out on one of the corners while warming up his tires, and he managed to get some damage. It takes some special kind of skill to be able to do that. So, we're coming up to the last set of corners now. You can see cars are busy getting into their position. We are watching from Chris Bouwmeester's perspective, the blue Ferrari there between the black McLaren and the red Ferrari there behind him. Cars are coming up to race start, getting into their positions. Hopefully the guys manage to get some heat into the tires so they can have a decent start and get the advantage. Coming up to the race start now, we're on the straight. Guys controlling their speed and making sure that they're in the correct position so they do not get a drive-through penalty on the start.
Green light, go, go, go.
And here we go, we have got race start. No incidents as of so far, people keeping it clean, although I'm very concerned with that three-way set of cars over there at the back. And we're coming up to corner 1. Let's see if there's any incidents. Herman up front there doing all right. Bouwmeester having a nice clean corner there, having a bit of a bump there by the NSX, being bumped off of the track by the NSX, but managing to keep his position. Why is there always a bump for poor Bouwmeester on race start? Eish. Anyways, won't be any damage. The damage from the side is negligible, so it won't have any issues. That Bouwmeester jumping deep on the inside over there, overtaking the NSX. Thank you so much for the follow, Spikes. I do appreciate it. Bouwmeester overtaking the NSX there. Okay, and we are coming up to the first straight now. So let's jump over to the chase cam so we can have a look and see how things are going over here. We're gonna follow with Bouwmeester for the time being. NSX hard on his tail, not very happy with that overtake that was made on him. NSX jumping towards the inside, but pulling back in order to make the corner. Bouwmeester keeping a nice clean line there. He did not invalidate. Hard on this McLaren's tail here in front. Ooh, some server lag coming through by the looks of it. It's on my side as well, not just on the stream. Bouwmeester currently sitting in 7th place, having a pretty decent start, only getting some of the contact from the side. Oh, the server lag, something else. Ooh, almost having an incident over there. Bouwmeester had to go hard onto the brakes. And that is lap 1, 28 minutes left of this race. You can see the cars are starting to form their train over there now. So let's move over and see how things are going with the rest of our drivers. Herman currently sitting in 3rd place behind the leading pack. Just out of range though for the slipstream, which is something he is going to want to fix this last corner here, or get a great exit this last corner so he can be close enough in order to make sure that he can keep up with this pack, because that straight, if these two cars are just going to go into a slipstream, then he's too far back that he's not going to be able to follow them well enough. Let's see whether or not he can manage to reduce the time now on the straight here. Pego Grobler is 1 second away. It is increasing, unfortunately. Herman did not get the best exit. So Herman is going to be wanting to try to take every advantage that he can in the corners so that he can make up the time here for this straight, because that BMW and Ferrari up front in first place is just pulling away from, almost losing half a second there. Let's go have a look and see how things are going with Rick Thomas. Currently sitting in 14th place. In a pack here, there are 2 cars fighting in front of him. We will see whether or not they have an incident or whether or not this causes them enough time for Rick to catch up. There is an Aston Martin coming to the inside over here, just missing out on the overlap. Shoo. Rick Thomas currently following in the train over here. This Aston Martin behind him spins out. I have to... 20 seconds, do it. I have to go from a different POV. We have got the Aston Martin behind Rick Thomas. Leon Swan, ironically enough, our ex-XDR driver. Let's quickly have a look and see whether or not... Yep, there is his spin out. Came too close to Rick and he just absolutely went. Okay, let's go back to chase cam onto Rick Thomas. Still at the back of the train over here, close behind this BMW. Let's see whether or not he's going to get an opportunity to establish overlap to get into the corner. Rick saying that this is not one of his best tracks. It's not very comfortable over here, so I'm wondering how many risks he's going to be willing to take with a track that he's not feeling too great on. Sitting close behind this BMW. Let's see if we can get a good follow on this exit over here so that he won't lose any time on the straight. Time is decreasing to the BMW in front. He got a better exit, so it's 0.2 right now. He is catching up fast. Is he going to go for the overtake? Rick Thomas going up for the draft over here, running towards the inside. Will he have enough momentum in order to get past the BMW before the turn comes? Some nice clean driving happening over here. Rick Thomas still on the inside line. Will he be able to hold on to enough momentum? BMW brakes a bit too late, needs to go a little bit wider. Rick Thomas on the inside over here has a nice clean overtake on the BMW. Well done, Rick. Let's move up the pack a little bit. Chris Boermeester currently sitting in 7th place. He's got clean air in front of him, but there is a McLaren that is chomping on his backside. Ooh, running a bit wide over there. Oh no, Boermeester, what happened? Caster's curse kicking in. We've got a McLaren on the right-hand side. Boermeester technically has got the inside line. Oh, McLaren overtakes him over there. Will he be able to catch up? Having a bit of a slide over there. Things seem to be going all right so far. Let's see whether or not Boermeester can make up some time in one of these corners. These McLarens are extremely fond of throwing out their backside, so hopefully they will be able, or hopefully you'll be able to make up some time. Those red axes are truly spectacular. Thank you so much, really appreciate it. Yeah, just wait. That's the livery talking about. It's this one that is on Rick Thomas, on Herman's, and on Rick's cars. So yeah, we have a new livery in the works. We tweaked it a little bit so that it will look better on stream. Chris Boermeester not running with the livery at this point in time because he had to do a format on his computer, and yeah, just waiting for the new livery to come. So hopefully in about a week's time we'll be able to do a nice little live stream where we do a livery reveal for upcoming race face season's set of cars. Yeah, Fancy, wait till you see the new one. Boermeester chasing hard after Boscombe over here. Boscombe going a little bit wide over there, but it was intentional by the looks of it. Okay. I always dream of having a blue sports car. Word of advice. Take your dream and turn it into a reality. Do the work, put in the time. Do what you got to do in order to get there. Don't let it stay a dream, otherwise it's always going to remain a dream. Turn it into a goal. Give yourself a timeline. Look at your budget, what's available to you, and get to work. Roll up your sleeves. Not gonna give you some cliche speech about everything is possible if you set your mind to it. But in this day and age, there are so many opportunities for people to make money. Start saving. Every little bit counts. Do what you gotta do in order to get there. Bouwmeester almost establishing overlap over there so that he can get the overtake. Fortunately, needing to pull out there. Coming up onto the straight. Did he have a good enough exit so that he can catch up some of the time here to Boscombe? Sitting at 0.5 right now. Is Boscombe going to pull away from him, or is he going to keep this gap? Time is staying pretty consistent, so it seems like they had a pretty similar exit to that corner. Boscombe not having the best exit over there. Bouwmeester close on his tail now. Let's see whether or not he will be able to establish overlap in one of the following corners. Ooh, running a bit wide over there. Unfortunately, costing him a little bit of time. Boscombe having a bit of a wobble there coming out of the last corner, trying to get on the throttle too early so that he can get away from Bouwmeester. Bouwmeester looks like he's just trying to keep his time consistent. Based on a lap time, Bouwmeester was faster than Boscombe through there. So we will definitely be seeing a fight at some point of time break out over here between Chris Bouwmeester and Boscombe. Now 0.3 seconds behind him. Is he going to get a chance to go for one of the corners and establish an overlap? Ooh, having a bit of a slide there. Too long on the brakes. Did he get a decent enough exit in order to keep up or make up some of the time to the car in front of him? Sitting at 0.3, we'll see at about halfway through the straight whether or not this was a positive or negative exit for him. 0.2, Bouwmeester had a better exit. Starting to catch up some time now, getting into that draft. You can see Bouwmeester's car catching up quickly to the car of Boscombe in front. We will see whether or not... Ooh, I'm not entirely sure what that was. Boscombe diving hard towards the inside. Boscombe running a bit wide over there, but defending very hard. Bouwmeester chomping on his backside over there, saying, "Come over here, I want my place back." Okay, let's go. Woo! Almost having a bit of an accident over there. Shoo, Boscombe defending very hard. Let's go and check in with Herman and see how things are going up top. Still running in third place at this point of time. Clean air in front of him, clean air behind him. He is in a very awkward spot right now where he's too far away from the cars in front in order to be drafting them. So they are just going to keep on pulling away further and further in the straight. Car behind him does not really have enough momentum at this point in time to catch up. We will see what is happening. Whoa. Okay, there was a bit of a blip over there. We've got Van Heerde in fourth place who's trying to make up time, but unless he gets within the range for the drafting, it's not going to happen. Already 1.2 seconds behind. Not going to catch him. Let's quickly go and see how things are going with Rick Thomas. Rick Thomas coming into a fight over here, having overtaken the BMW, stuck behind the McLaren of Cube. Such an interesting surname. See whether or not he gets an opportunity for something to happen over here on the straight. Did he have a better exit than Cube? McLaren versus McLaren. Time is decreasing 0.4, so Rick definitely had a better exit. We're going to see if he's going to get an opportunity to catch up to him enough so he can overtake, not on this long sweeping corner now, but the one possibly after that. 0.2 seconds behind him. Rick Thomas having a bit of a bad exit there by the looks of it on the sweeping corner. 16 minutes left of the race. BMW chomping hard if you're trying to get any type of advantage on Rick so that he can move back up. .4 seconds. Rick made up some amount of time. Will he be able to establish an overlap on the... Yo, that is some clean driving there. Putting massive amounts of pressure on the McLaren of RQ. Such an interesting surname. It's fascinating me now. Rick did run a much faster time than Cube, so we will be able to see whether or not he can get some type of overlap established in the following corners. Ooh, almost going into the backside of that McLaren. BMW also showing up now saying, I also want to be part of this race. Is Rick going to get a chance here on this upcoming straight? Is he going to get a good exit here from this corner so he can build up the momentum in order to get a decent chance on the upcoming long straight for an overtake? Let's see. Currently 0.6 seconds behind him. Did he get a good exit? Let's see whether or not the time increases or decreases. Setting at 0.6, 0.5, so Rick definitely had a better exit, but I don't know whether or not it's going to be enough. He is too far away, so we will come back to him after this lap and see whether or not he can do something on the next straight. Let's go check in with Bouwmeester. Bouwmeester managing... is sitting on that other McLaren. Yeah, I am frustrated. I am pulling out the caster's curse over here. Bouwmeester managing to get the overtake on Boscombe. Well done. So sad that we had to miss that, but unfortunately we have got 3 different drivers and we have to give them all their fair shot at some screen time. So Bouwmeester currently sitting in 6th place. We have got Webner currently in 3rd place still, and then we have got Thomas, who is currently sitting in 13th place. Bouwmeester starting to pull away from Boscombe. I wonder if Boscombe had a bit of a slide in his McLaren that caused them to have this situation. Yeah, no, definitely well done. I'm sure Bouwmeester is going to be very happy with this race because there was no carnage on lap 1 that involved him, and he's managing to set up some decent times over here and have a good drive. Clean air in front of him, clean air behind him. Let's go and check in with Rick Thomas and see how things are going over there. Rick Thomas having a BMW sniffing him here into oblivion. Will he be able to make up enough time? Oh, he's about a second behind. He must have had a bit of a slide at some point in time that he's lost a bit of time. Oh, my casting is rubbish today. Rick Thomas currently 0.8 seconds behind him. Let's see whether or not he had a better exit so he can make up some time on the straight. Not my fault. Yeah, no amount of money is going to give me the ability to sprechen the English better, unfortunately. That is just something that'll come with time. More practice, practice, practice. Rick managing to make up some time over here, starting to gain some confidence in the track. Will he be able to catch up enough so that he can establish an overlap, possibly in the last corner? Ooh, having a bit of a slide there. Unfortunate, Rick. That is going to cost him, unfortunately. Yeah, that's the thing about this McLaren. This car loves to just slide its backside out. Did have a better exit though. Is currently 0.4 seconds. He is drive, it should be faster than the car in front. Maybe he's just having a hard time to establish an overlap so he can get the advantage for a corner. Ooh, having a bit of a wobble over there, too eager on the throttle. 0.4 seconds behind Cube. Will he be able to manage to get close enough to him so that he can get a good run on the upcoming straight? BMW wanting to get involved. Rick jumping towards the inside, just not able to get the overlap, unfortunately. But the McLaren in front of him had a bit of a slide though, so we're going to see something interesting over here now. The McLaren McLaren of Cube will have lost some momentum through there, so we will see now whether or not Rick will be able to draft him, catch up enough, and get him on the long sweeping right corner. Cube diving towards the right hand side. Ooh, weaving. Not cool. Illegal. Not allowed to weave like that, dude. That is bad manners. You're not allowed to weave on the track like that. It'll be up to Rick to decide whether or not he wants to report that. But yeah, that weaving, that's not on. But a bad sportsmanship taking place. BMW driving very carefully to make sure he does not drive into the back of Rick. Just over 10 minutes left of this race. Rick jumping towards the inside. Does he get overlapped? No, he does not. So unfortunately, it's not going to work. But you can see Rick's patience is starting to wear thin. We will check it back in on Rick in a minute. Let's quickly see how things are going with Herman. Herman's still up front here. Van Heerde in the Ferrari behind him, managing to catch up as they're coming up on the straight. But Van Heerde luckily losing some momentum. So Herman has got a clean break from him. Yeah, those cars in front, first place and second place, is just starting to pull away entirely now. So essentially what is happening, the car that's in second place just gets pulled along with first place with this drafting that is going on over here for this long straight. So the cars, maybe they're bump drafting as well. For those of you who don't know, bump drafting with a straight like this is literally when you work with a driver in front of you, you give them little bumps so they can get a boost of speed. Very dangerous move if you don't know what you're doing. We have got Van Heerde chopping here behind Webner at this point in time, 0.2 seconds behind him. But not looking really, doesn't really look like he wants to commit. He's more trying to go for a dive, which is not going to work in his benefit. Ooh, Herman having a bit of a slide over there. Nice clean exit from turn one. Van Heerde seems to be having some issues or struggling a little bit with his exits, although he got a faster lap time than Herman. That's costing him a lot of momentum, or his braking markers are just maybe a little bit different. Maybe too aggressive into the corner, so his exits are not that clean. Let's go check in with Rick with that fight that he was busy having. Rick still sitting behind Cube here, 0.4 seconds behind him. Getting a little bit frustrated maybe, but we will see what happens. He is running faster times than him, so he definitely has the capability. Will he be able to get into one of the corners so he can establish an overlap? Or is Cube's defensive driving of such a point that he just cannot be overtaken? Rick having a bit of a slide over there. Good night, enjoy. Thank you, Brian. I hope you have a pleasant evening and have a good week, man. Is Rick going to get a better exit over here so he can get a good overtake on the long straight? Or is Cube going to have bad manners again and start weaving on the straight in order to throw him off? Let's see what happens. 0.4 seconds. Is Rick going to manage to catch up this time? Is the slipstream going to come into effect? Cube making his one move, defensive move, but drifting towards the middle. It's a bit better than the last lap where he was just weaving side to side. Rick did manage to make up a little bit of time on him. but unfortunately not close enough in order to establish an overlap to get to him. Rick running wide, a bit too eager to get back. Watch out, Rick, you are off the track, unfortunately needing to give up the position to the BMW that was following behind him. He's got to be frustrated with that. He was too eager on the throttle, trying to carry too much momentum through the long sweeping corner, which caused him to run wide, unfortunately invalidating his lap. 6 minutes 30 seconds left of this race. So Rick now going to get to work so that he can make up the time here to this BMW and hopefully get an opportunity to get his position back from him. I do see something developing up front over here. We're going to come back to Rick in a bit now. Hey, am I blind? Yeah, okay, clearly I'm just blind. Let's go back to Rick. Never mind. Whoops. I was looking at the times here. It looked like there was an opportunity where Bouwmeester might be catching up to the pack in front of him, but I was mistaken. Rick getting pretty decent exit over here. Let's see whether or not he makes up some time on the BMW of Van der Merwe. 0.5 seconds at the moment. Did he manage to get into a drafting position? Yes, he did. He's now up to 0.4. He did get a good exit on the corner. Let's see whether or not he will be able to hold on to this long sweeping corner, not to lose any time, so that he can try to get into a position where he can overtake the BMW. BMW pushing way too hard, invalidating his lap. Nice smooth clean lines coming here from Rick. Maybe just trying to find his pace again. Thank you so much for the likes on Kosana. I really do appreciate it. Rick in a pretty decent position over here in order to make up some time on the BMW in front of him, as the BMW is going to start attacking, which is going to force Cube to go into a defensive position, slowing down both cars. So we will see whether or not there's a three-way fight that is going to break out over here soon. 4 minutes left of the race. Before this happens, let's quickly go check in with Herman and with Bouwmeester to see what's happening. Herman currently sitting in 4th place, unfortunately being overtaken by Van Heerde at some point of time. Oh, car number 15 got a drive-through penalty. That is going to kill. Who's car number 15? That is Bagel Grobler. Herman celebrating probably because getting a drive-through penalty in a half-an-hour race is a death sentence essentially. So that is a guaranteed spot for Herman to make up, which he is going to be happy about. Let's quickly go check in and see how things are going with Bouwmeester. Bouwmeester currently in 6th place. Clean air in front of him, clean air behind him, holding off the McLaren of Boscombe. Let's go back to Rick and see what is happening over here. Are we going to have a three-way battle over here? 0.2 seconds behind the BMW of Van der Merwe. McLaren spins out. BMW dives towards the inside over there. There is some contact going on over there. They are really gunning it out over there. Rick biding his time, being patient, not trying to not get involved in the situation over here. 2 minutes 40 seconds left of this race. Let's see whether or not we are going to have a situation here where the BMW might take out the McLaren of Q, so that Rick will be able to get a place back. Don't think the BMW is going to be as patient as Rick has been to thus far. There is some weird things. BMW jumping towards the outside. BMW applying a lot of pressure on the McLaren there of Cube. Is there going an incident that is waiting to happen over here? Oh, McLaren runs wide, cuts the track entirely. I don't know what Cube is doing, but that's bad sportsmanship. Once you actually leave the driving surface, you do not have the right to just cut the track in order to retain your place. That is an illegal move. Very, very bad behavior, Cube. But anyways, we've got Rick over here, literally on the tail of this BMW. Is he gonna go? Is Rick going for the bump draft? Rick literally went for the bump draft in order to get this BMW back into the fight. 1 minute 10 seconds left of this race. Rick having a bit of fun now, going for the bump draft so he can get the BMW back into the drive so that they can both attack this McLaren of Cube here in front, who made an illegal cut of the corner in order to retain his position. 50 seconds left of this race, so we're probably going to see one more lap coming out of this. So if Rick is going to go for the bump drafting team play over here, then we are going to see some kind of fight developing over here. McLaren runs wide. BMW is side to side with the McLaren. McLaren still has the inside line over there. Rick is probably watching this thinking, oh dear, this is a horrible situation. Let's see whether or not Cube has got some manners now, actually will respect his place. Running deep towards the inside, running absolutely wide, coming back on track. Does Rick have an opportunity over here to go for an overtake? What on earth is Cube doing? Leaving the track surface twice and then re-entering onto the race. Oh, Rick unfortunately having a bit of a slide over there, not being able to get a nice lap on him. And now we have got the Aston Martin of Al Swan, who's also coming into the fight now. Rick is not going to be happy with this race considering the moves that Cube has made. Very, very, very bad sportsmanship here, unfortunately. Let's move up and quickly see how it is going with the rest of the guys. We have got Boermeester, who's currently sitting in 5th place, also taking advantage of the drive-through penalty that Grobler got. Still keeping the McLaren off of the back of him, coming on to the last corners over here. Let's go and see Herman finish his race. Herman finishing his race in a nice, cool 3rd place. Well done, dude. That's a podium for you. Next up, we've got Boermeester, who's now fighting off the McLaren, who's getting very desperate here behind him. Oh no, Boermeester, don't do that. You're running a bit wide over here. Is he going to manage to hold on to his place over here? Some contacts over there. Boscombe just stealing it from Boscombe. but Boermeester laughing here in the background. Then let's go and have a look at what is going on with Rick. What happened with Rick? Let's watch the replay footage. Following the likes of Cube. Oof. Oh dear. That is just a whoopsie and a half. Cube not fully deserving of what happened over there, but this, as the situation played out over there, it looks like Cube was too hard on the brakes and Rick nicked him, causing him to spin out. And then Rick, being the gentleman that he is, he gave the position back, waiting for Cube to finish up in front of him. So our final standings that we have over here, we have got Rick in 14th place after a frustrating race behind Cube and all kinds of bad behavior. We've got Boermeester coming in a cool 6th place, unfortunately losing it on the line because he went a bit wide on the last quarter, losing momentum. And we've got Herman Webner, who managed to get 3rd place because Boscombe had to do a drive-through penalty for track limits. And that concludes our short race tonight at Paul Ricard. I hope you guys had fun. I hope the stream held out well. But yeah, that's it from me. I hope you guys have a pleasant evening, and I hope you have a good week ahead of you. Hopefully it'll be a short with you. As far as I understand, there's another public holiday coming in on Friday. Hopefully you get another long weekend incoming for you guys. It held up very well. Thank you so much for the feedback, Fanny. I do appreciate it. But yeah, guys, that's it for me this evening. I hope you have a good one. Take care.